Offbeat Intros is a section of the show devoted to learning more about the artist. The YouTube channel is to promote the show. If you would like to hear full songs, please use one of the links in the video description to listen to the full show.
This is Offbeat.
This is Offbeat.
Offbeat Intros brings artists to the forefront, allowing them to speak about their music and motivations direct to the audience. This week, I've managed to get in touch with a guy that specialises in dub and reggae music. He's been a friend of the show for a while now, and I felt it was time to get him on for a chat. Born and raised in Belgium and is a multi-instrumentalist, his music has been praised by the legendary Don Letts, no less, of course, and myself, which is more notable, of course. I'd like to introduce Arky Starch. Hello.
Hi, greetings, Andy. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Oh, well, it's great to have you, finally. What we'd like to do, first of all, in Offbeat Intros, is find out that little bit more about you, how maybe you got into music, what you've been up to this point. Would you take it away?
So, like you said, I'm born and raised in Belgium, and I'm a bass guitarist, also play guitar and keyboards. I like to make beats and specialize in dub and reggae. I started playing our bass guitar in 1994, and it was my older brother Louis buying that bass guitar. How do I get into reggae? Well, when I was 15, 16, we always used to visit the coffee shops, in Tilburg. So, and in the back of the car, driving with my brother, it's always Bob Marley. I always was inspired by the sound, like Crazy Ball heads, those percussions and those flutes. Everything was just, from that day on, for me, was reggae, was daily music I listened to. Before that, it was more like Beastie Boys, hip-hop, like punk, rock. So, but that's how I get into reggae, driving back from the coffee shop from Holland. Because where I'm born from, it's a small village, and we're not far from the border from... We're like 30 kilometers in the north of Belgium in Flemish part.
Understood. Okay, so it's not all about the bass, though, as your career's kind of moved along. I've noted that you're a multi-instrumentalist. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, after I play first in the band of my brother. He's a guitarist. And then I form a band with high school friends. So we rehearse like 5-6 years every day in my house. Everything was always in my house, yeah. After that band split, I'm the first one to go. I play in Hardwash for 4 years. That's where I play with Timmy Mbonu. Timmy Mbonu played with Fela Kuti before, so he's Nigerian. I played there with like 4 years. And after that, in 2004, like you just said, I started focusing on composing songs by myself. And the main reason for that is, Andy, that I played in a band, Hardwash, which was 9 to 12 people. With 7 nationalities, very big band. But the problem is when you get like new people, there's always a lot of things that change, and then sometimes not for the good, or how you say that in English. And then, it's a little bit frustrating. So I left the band in peace, not with an argument, me. And I started in 2004. I buy Cubase, I buy monitors, I buy keyboards, recording devices, microphones. And I from the morning till the evening, I started making beats, recording bass lines, writing chord progressions and writing lyrics. But I've always been writing lyrics from when I was like 6, I think I write my first song. But that's it. Yeah, from 2004 I start concentrating on my own personal songs.
So people find the show all the time and may not have heard your music before. If you could you give us an idea as to what they can expect just ahead of your first song?
Yeah, my first song is Stigmata. I think dub, modern dub, and I try to create a variation. I think people can expect from me variation in sound, in beats, in instruments. Yeah, and always try to not copy things, but keep it original,
It's the Offbeat Reggae Radio Show. Arky Starch and his first song, Stigmata. According to the press release that I was given, that song has been played in 31 countries already and 187 radio stations. Maybe I can add a few more to that as this show broadcasts on a fair few as well. So the album is in the pipeline for you. There's one to drop. It says here end of October, early November. Have you drilled down on a date just yet?
No, it was planned in autumn, so that's my goal. One thing I stopped doing is rushing, my compositions. or my work, because then small mistakes can sneak into the composition. So I need to take my time listening to the mixes and keep on searching a final mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the new album that's coming out, how does this differ potentially from the last one? What can people expect?
I think much better sound. In 1 year working with Dubmatics, I learned so much from the man. He's such inspiring. I've always been a fan of Dubmatics' music, but now since 1 year I'm working with Jesse King, Dubmatics, and it's been about frequencies and and finding new techniques of improving my sound. So that's been a whole journey, and I can say the overall sound of the new album is improved a lot. The skanks and the beats and the bass was there. The overall composition, I'm more happy now. But Andy, the first album, I make it because like I say, I start, then I have a big break for 10 years, and then I started now again 1 year. But the first time in my life, I'm really putting a final product on the market, like publishing and distributing my songs for the first time. That's with the help of Dubmatics, and also being able to finish the song. Before it was composing. Yeah. I hope your listeners also like Don't Let Set. I'm down with this, and I hope your listeners are also down with songs like Stigmata. For me, the message is also always important. It's not just about music. Message is for me the inspiration, because I always wonder, why is it that I'm making reggae and dub, Andy? So I realized that it's one of the only genres that speak about Jah a lot, this unity. I don't care, what religion people have or where they come from or what they do in life, as long as we respect each other and love each other and the diversity of each other. If you are meditating or praying or doing sports or cooking, it doesn't matter, as long as we find this new way of socializing and being social again, to avoid complicated diseases and to avoid stress. And this is for me unity and the one love, and that's why where I connect with reggae and dub, this unity, this one love.
So this new 12-track album entitled Bass It Up looks to be released when you're ready.
Yeah. It will be, I think it will be in the end of October. I will be ready, and then I file the distribution, and that's a few weeks. I think I will first publish the albums of the vocalists, or 3 at once. I don't know yet, but I think it will be like spread out.
Okay then.
But that's the plan. Yeah.
Best laid plans and all that. So we're going to play your next song, and I'm assuming that this next one appears on the new album.
Of course, yeah. It's freshly mastered. I've been working on it more than a year. It's a fast stepper, under 45 beats per minute, grooving bass line, and full of dub. Dark Star dub. I like to make connections, and this is the Loyal Bradley. Loyal Bradley from the book Bass Culture. His first sound system was Black Star. That's the link.
So I get to play the new song, Dark Star Dub, from the new album, which looks to release at the back end of October. Arky Starch is still on the line with me, and I would like to talk about collaboration. It's a big thing, generally, in the reggae ska dub scene, and you're right in the thick of it, aren't you?
Yeah, from the moment I published my EP and my album, I was looking for vocalists, so I get in touch with everybody I know from the scene. And then, some they were not interested because they have a band. But there were 2 singers, Mickey B, who is a female vocalist from Antwerp, who was very interested. And then there is Raga Eve, who is a pioneer in the Belgian reggae scene and who has been collaborating with lots of people. Been in Jamaica, he's a Jamaican wife, and he speaks very good patois, and he writes original lyrics. So I've been remaking some of their older songs, just starting from the lyrics, because they ask me, because Mickey B has an album which has never been published or distributed. So I remake all those songs, and there are 9 songs on her album. And on Raga Eve, there are also 9 songs. So I've been a little bit busy.
Yeah, it sounds like
year.
it. It sounds like it. So Ragga Eve and Mickey B were just putting the feelers out amongst your contacts and your friends to see who's interested.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those two get in contact with me. Ragga Eve very fast. Mickey B took a few months, but she very good vocalist, is impressive. I've worked with a lot of vocalists, Andy also, but she is really, really, really impressive. She can sing very good in tune, perfectly in tune. She will do a take again, and it will be exactly the same. She writes about feminism, about social themes, lots of personal things, like Evicted. It's a personal story of Mickey. I assure her that I will put her on the platform she deserves to be, because in Belgium, if I think of all the reggae female vocalists, there are a few. For me, originality is top. It's very easy to start copying and looking always, and she loves my rhythms.
Always a bonus?
Always a bonus, yeah.
Well, it's good that we ended up talking about Mickey B, because the third song of Offbeat Intros is one that I usually say, give me your favourite influence or an artist that you think that we should be talking about. You've chosen Mickey B, which is actually a sly way to get another one of the tracks that you've produced in, but that's fine. I'll allow that. That's fine. So if you will, can you tell us a bit more about the next song that we're going to play and introduce it for me?
Yeah, Power Abuse is the first single we published. It's also the most popular, I think. So I want to share it with you. It's about politicians, this extreme right, and these things are just growing again. And this is about people who are just, not interested in creating positive things. And the question then in the song, if you're using the power and abuse it, or you will use it in a positive way or a negative way. So that's it. It was actually a lyric I wrote like 12 years ago, and I asked her to edit it. This is the thing, It was really a pleasure to have her sing this song,
I think it's time to have a listen, don't you? Mickey B and Power Abuse plays on the Offbeat Reggae Radio Show.
Lock off them blood clotting road boy.
So it's the influence track for Arky Starch, which he was actually involved with producing as well, Mickey B and Power Abuse. We're coming to an end, sadly, and just before we do, it's a question that's been building up in my mind since we've been talking. The producers that you've worked with alongside, including Dubmatics, who I've included in the show before, how did that come about? Was that the same as the artists? Did you just put the feelers out and say, I need a bit of help, or I'd like to collaborate, or did they hear about you? My mind's kind of boggling as to how they found out about you, and vice versa.
Yeah, no, it's me. First master I did was with somebody from the UK through DJ Pass, but it's me contacting Dubmatics, I find this website and I was looking for a mastering engineer. I sent him an email and he sent me an email back. And I remember I was like, the first email I composed to him, I was like, it took me hours because I wanted so much, I had so much things to say and so much songs for him to listen, to start working on. But then afterwards, now we're 1 year later, I can say the whole production in general has been such a fun ride, to be able to enjoy his professional help. That is unbelievable how kind man he is, just like you. Really, for me, reggae is all about love, sharing, passion, joking, and not so much negativity. Of course, there are serious things to say and to stand up. If I come across racism here in my town, you can be sure, Andy, I will stand up. This is as a duty to stand up against oppression or racism. And Dubmatics is just, just such an inspiring man and very kind.
I think there's always a message of acceptance that comes with the kind of music that we love.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
Well, I've had a lovely time talking to you. Thank you very much. Just before we pop off, I'd like to let people know about your website, arkystarch.com, where you can find links to all of his social media portals, listen to more of his music and find out a bit more about him as well. And as a featured artist, what I'm going to do is create your own page on the Offbeat Reggae Radio website so that people can watch videos, listen to a bit more of your music, find out a bit more about you. So, like your site, but obviously not quite as good. I've got to say that. But yeah, every featured artist gets their own page. I tell you what, the Offbeat Reggae Radio website is turning into a bit of a cavern that you fall into, and then you can't get out because there's so much to read and listen to and watch. I want people to stay on there for hours.
I check it out. You're doing a great job, man.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you very much.
And you have our newest photos. You're the first one to receive those because we had a photo shoot go with Mickey B, and you have the best photos available now.
Oh, lovely. I'll be honest, I've not looked at them yet, but by the time this goes out, they'll be up on the website. I hope you're wearing like a suit and tie and looking very professional.
I'm wearing an old t-shirt.
I dressed up for today, as you can see. Anyway, not very good for radio, that one. So yeah, offbeatreggae.com is where people can find out more about you. ArkyStarch.com, another place as well. It's been lovely having you along. Thank you so much. Anything new coming out, send it along. I'm always interested to have a listen.
Andy, thank you very much. 2 things. Thanks for playing my music.
Very welcome.
It was a pleasure to have an interview with you, man.